Cricket is a team sport. There needs to be a balance between batting,
It's a six! Magnificent AB de Villiers.
bowling,
And gone, dragged on.
and fielding.
Ball's on the outside, gone! What a catch that is!
Even in these specific areas, there needs to be coordination. Your best bowler can take a 6-wicket haul and bowl a maiden every over, but if the rest of your bowling lineup fails to keep a low economy, the opponent can still boast a strong total.
That's the last 393 for six.
Every fielder needs to perform, otherwise batsmen will find a gap to exploit in every delivery. That said, batting can be left upon individual talent.
Nobody ever sledged Sachin. That's just the way it is.
It doesn't matter if the rest of the team goes out on ducks as long as one of your batsmen is having an exceptional innings.
There it is. Martin Guptill becomes the first New Zealander to score a one-day international double hundred.
Don't believe us? Here are 7 times a single batsman made the opposing bowling lineup pay. Brian Lara's record-breaking 400. When England toured West Indies in 2004, they had a lot of fear. Captained by the Prince himself, this side boasted a strong batting lineup featuring a young Chris Gayle. However, the Three Lions proved just how good they were by dominating the Windies in the first 3 tests. Naturally, West Indies were not the most confident team when the 4th and final test came around. Winning the toss, the Windies decided to bat first to set a target that would trouble the strong English side. Well, it's safe to say they accomplished this mission under the guidance of their fearless captain. Losing an early wicket at 33 runs, the Trinidadian was called into action earlier than expected, and he brought his A-game. The English bowlers had no answers for this defensive masterclass.
There it is, a claim all around the ground.
Lara faced 582 deliveries and spent over 12 hours on the pitch, holding his ground against pace and spin seemingly with ease. The Prince scored 400 runs, smashing the record for highest individual total.
There it is. Brian Charles Lara becomes the first man in the history of the game to register a score of 400.
And leading the team to draw against the side that tormented them over the last 3 matches. Interestingly, he stole back the record from Matthew Hayden, who just beat Lara's previous record of 375 the previous year. The most astonishing fact about this record? It still stands today, over 20 years after Lara set it.
There it is. The world record has fallen once again, the second time in his career.
AB de Villiers' lightning-quick century. While the previous innings were a joy for Windies fans to watch, this one was nothing short of torture for them.
Gone again, improvisation for 6 more.
AB de Villiers is one of the greatest batsmen of all time, and in an ODI against West Indies in 2015, he decided to prove why he's highly regarded. West Indies won the toss and hoped to keep the Proteas to a low total. Unfortunately, their dreams were about to be shattered by South Africa's magnificent top order. They had the best of starts with patient anchor Hashim Amla and stylish opener Riley Rousseau, creating the partnership of dreams. Both these men scored impressive centuries, with Amla ending the match with 153. On any other day, this performance would easily earn him man of the match. Unfortunately for him, this was not a normal day. Losing Rousseau to a brilliant catch, the South African fans were disappointed to see a fantastic partnership come to an end. Little did they know they were about to witness some real magic. Mr360 came on and wasted no time, hitting 4s and 6s all across the field. By 33 balls, the batsman had completed his century.
The world record, the fastest 100 in ODI cricket, AB de Villiers.
He wasn't done, however, as he added to a massive total by another 49 runs.
Straight to beat extra cover and taken. One of the great one-day international innings from AB de Villiers.
Under an hour, the man scored 149 runs and left the Windies bowlers in woe. South Africa set a massive target of 439, and Gayle and his men could only muster 291. A respectable score in another occasion. Needless to say, ABD took home the Man of the Match award.
Today in the big day, magnificent stuff.
Matthew Hayden torments Zimbabwe. Remember how we said that Hayden took the record from Lara the first time around? This was the legendary innings we were talking about. While we must admit that it was far less impressive than Lars' masterclass against England, take nothing away from his timeless performance, Hayden demonstrated every quality needed from a top-class batsman in one match.
And this is a better shot. This is over the top.
Welcoming Zimbabwe at Perth, this was a formidable Australia side that had just won the World Cup a second time in a row.
Their second World Cup in a row.
The Baggy Greens were always favorites, but no one expected this dominant of a display. Under Waugh's ever-reliable captaincy, Hayden opened the batting with Justin Langer. Langer didn't stay for long as he left for just 26 runs. Ponting also didn't have much of an effect with 37 runs to his name. Meanwhile, Hayden slowly collected the runs, playing a smart and collected game that showed his maturity as a batsman.
And that's it. Let's go the arms of Matthew Hayden. That is the world record.
Rohit Sharma, the king of double centuries. While Kohli is affectionately called King Kohli, Rohit Sharma is the only king when it comes to ODI double centuries, with 3 to his name, but his most impressive display was the one that broke all records. This astonishing innings was in a match against a strong Sri Lanka side that toured India in 2014, boasting the likes of Kusal Perera, Tilakaratne Dilshan, and Angelo Matthews. Even with this strong side, all this bowling lineup could do was watch as Sharma wreaked havoc on the pitch. Opening the batting with Rahane, the hitman was in fine form from the get-go, not afraid to go for the big shots and also showing great judgment to avoid risky balls.
And it's a moment of history. First batsman to score 2 double hundreds.
The batsman showcased his picture-perfect decision-making skills as he scored 264 runs in just 173 runs.
Out of the last ball of the innings.
Which was the highest total ever recorded in the ODI format. India finished their innings with a total of 404. Sri Lanka made a valiant effort in the chase with 251 runs, but it wasn't nearly enough for such a monstrous total. With this performance, Sharma etched his name into the history books.
A record-breaking innings from Rohit Sharma.
Martin Guptill shines on the biggest stage. Scoring a double century is impressive, but to do it in the World Cup requires special talent, and that's exactly what Martin Guptill is.
There it is. Martin Guptill becomes the first New Zealander to score a one-day international double hundred.
In fact, special talent may be an understatement. This Kiwi is one of the greatest players of the modern era, a true icon of the game. His performance against West Indies in the 2015 World Cup proves that statement.
Second 100th for Martin Guptill.
Playing in their native Wellington, the Black Caps had an advantage over the Windies, so this isn't an underdog story. However, Guptill's innings were no less impressive than any underdog win. The man was on a mission to get his team through to the semis, and it showed with his temperament and shot selection. The bowlers didn't faze Guptill for a second.
With the last, oh my goodness, you betcha! It is over the roof!
As he scored 237 off 163 deliveries.
4 more.
237, certainly the best by a long way from a New Zealander.
New Zealand set a total of 393 and pretty much booked their place in the semis with the bat alone. Impressive bowling from Southey, Bolt, and Vittori was just icing on the cake as they bowled out the Windies at just 250 runs.
Maybe this is it. Anderson takes the catch.
Guptill also took 2 catches to make sure he took the Man of the Match award. Sachin Tendulkar lives up to the hype. Any batting list would be incomplete without the Master Blaster. Sachin Tendulkar is arguably the greatest batsman to ever play the gentleman's game.
There needs no comparison to Sachin Tendulkar. He is the ultimate cricketer.
Almost every single game he played was perfect.
Ambassador for the game, not just for India, but for the game.
He fulfilled every role he had as a batsman, all while playing the most stylish shots.
That's it beautifully by Tendulkar through mid-wicket.
His legacy remains unmatched to this day.
He just made batting look simple and easy.
So it's only natural that he was the first player to ever score a double century in an ODI.
Gets it! First man on the planet to reach 200. And it's the Superman from India, Sachin Tendulkar.
This momentous occasion came against the Proteas as they toured India in 2010 with a fabulous squad featuring the likes of Dale Steyn, Jack Calise, A.B. de Villiers, and Herschel Gibbs. All these big names, however, could not stop the Master Blaster from playing a record-breaking innings. The Little Master had a classic performance as he played top-drawer shots ever so effortlessly.
Oh, he screamed that for a boundary, Tendulkar.
The South African side was helpless against his big sixes.
That's been caught from outside the off-stump over mid-wicket for 6.
And perfectly placed fours.
That's 4 more.
Sachin ended the match with 200 runs, a number that had never been seen before.
To reach 200.
In fact, this total is still a rare sight in this high-scoring era of cricket. India set a total of 401 and won by 153 runs. After this performance, the man from Mumbai ensured the world would never doubt his legacy. Aaron Finch extends his T20 legacy. Aaron Finch is one of the most devastating T20 batsmen in history, and his record shows it. Finch holds the record for the most runs in T20 history with 172 runs against Zimbabwe.
That has gone very, very, very high. 100 for the captain.
However, the one we're about to discuss is more impressive as it was against a better opponent and he even managed to register a higher strike rate. The Baggy Green toured England in 2013, and they went up against a talented squad led by Stuart Broad. This clearly didn't bother Finch as he took down the formidable bowling lineup with ease.
Slow ball, 50 for Finch.
The best part about Finch's batting is that he uses skill over power.
Quality from Aaron Finch, 100 of just 47 deliveries.
And this was in full display as even the softest touches flew away from boundaries as he scored 156 in just 63 deliveries.
And gone, dragged on, 156 off just 63 balls.
Australia amassed a total of 248. England tried their best but fell short by 39 runs. Finch once again proved himself as a T20 legend.
What a night that he'll never forget, Aaron Finch.
Cricket is most definitely a team sport, and teamwork does go a long way in winning the toughest matches. But sometimes, some players have legendary performances that make it seem like they don't need the other 10 players on the pitch.
Brian Charles Lara becomes the first man in the history of the game.
In these cases, all their teammates can do like us fans, is sit back and enjoy as history unfolds.
Gets it! First man on the planet to reach 200. And it's the Superman from India, Sachin Tendulkar.